welcome to the stage, it's Caitlin Lewis!
Quantum. It's a word we've all heard, but how many of us know what it actually means? It's often overused in fiction when writers want to make something seem sciencey. They even make fun of this in the Ant-Man movies by saying, do you guys just put the word quantum in front of everything? And it seems as though they do, when in Ant-Man Quantumania, they travel to the quantum realm. But perhaps we can forgive Ant-Man for this, as their use of the word quantum wasn't too far off. You can think of quantum mechanics as the science and movement of the very small. Now, when things are this small, they don't behave as you would expect, and it often does feel like a different realm. So, why should you care about quantum? Well, nature isn't classical, it's quantum. Quantum mechanics governs the behaviour of electrons, which are found in everything around us, from processes such as photosynthesis in plants to the electrical signals in our brains. Electrons are everywhere. So if nature is quantum, surely you want to simulate it quantumly, right? In comes our superhero, quantum computing. Now, the computers you're used to are called classical computers. These are made of bits. You can think of a bit like a coin. It can take one of two values. A coin can either be heads or tails, whereas a bit can either be 0 or 1. Whereas a quantum computer is made of quantum bits, or qubits. This introduces the weird quantum property of superposition, allowing a qubit to be both 0 and 1 at the same time. Now, I know, this is a hard concept to get your head around, so I did a bit of arts and crafts to help. As they say on Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. So, spinning represents putting the qubit into superposition, but can now be 0 and 1 at the same time. Stopping represents taking a measurement, where the qubit then collapses to be either 0 or 1. As you can imagine, this is powerful. While a bit is limited by the values it can take, a qubit can take any value on the sphere. This means the same data that would take billions of bits to store only takes tens of qubits. Isn't that cool? However, if quantum computing were a superhero, we'd still be at the beginning of its origin story. Hardware is still in development, and uses are still being looked into. But for the full potential of quantum computing to be reached, we need to start looking into its uses now. For example, in drug development or materials design. So, even though quantum may be overused in fiction, can we harness its use in computing for our gain? Perhaps its powers of prediction could one day aid in finance or weather forecasting, and even help us to prepare for natural disasters. It's not just science fiction anymore. The quantum revolution is coming. Thank you.
For Caitlin Lewis, everybody! Incredible. I'm imagining that it's a whole world where it's that movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I liked your introduction. I was like, you're taking mine. No, it's fine. It was good. It was good.
Right, have you got some questions? Let's see. Mark, have you got a question first of all?
Yes, I'd love to know, because you always hear about quantum. What are things that we can look out for and look forward to that quantum can give us? Like, is it going to help us do something incredible? Is it going to help us become a judge on FameLab? What is it going to do to help us?
Yeah, well, like I mentioned, its main use is in predicting things. So, like I said, weather forecasting, and its mainly strong point is handling large amounts of data. So specifically, what I'm looking at is its use in chemistry, and I'm looking at a Hamiltonian, which is a matrix which scales like massively as the molecule increases. So the hope is that quantum computing can help to model this Hamiltonian because of how large it is.
We're going to need some more weather models in the future. Right, a question from Dr. Rachel.
Yeah, I can see your passion. What inspired you to go down this route of studying this topic in particular?
Well, it's kind of funny, actually. I kind of fell into it by accident, I suppose. My undergrad degree was in chemistry and physics, and I've always loved the overlap between the two. And I never wanted to give one up. People are like, oh, you couldn't choose. I'm like, no, I did choose. I chose both. Once I finished my masters, I knew I wanted to do a PhD, mainly to do this competition. But don't tell my supervisors that. Yes, where was I? Yeah, so I wanted to do a PhD, and this opportunity came up. The use of quantum computing in chemistry, and I thought, it's perfect. I've got the physics background and the interest in chemistry, so put them together, and I really loved, because this is only the first year of my PhD, and I didn't really know much about quantum computing when I first started. So I've really enjoyed just like throwing myself in there and learning all about it and sharing it with you guys.
Well, it's exciting to hear from someone very early on in their PhD. I feel like it gets harder later on. Is that what? I've never done a PhD, guys. I don't know. Give it up one more time for Caitlin Lewis, everybody!